Good evening, my friends. My name is Halsifer, and welcome back to Sketchbook Monday. Despite the fact that it's Friday, don't pay attention to that. It's Monday in my heart. Take that statement however you like. Anyways, whether you're new or a familiar face, this series is where I talk and sketch and you watch and or listen and do whatever it is you do when you watch these videos. I'm not gonna pretend I know what that is, but you keep doing it, you're doing a good job, and I'm proud of you. Anyways, I have quite a lot to talk about today, so let us get into the weekly recap. Alright, so here we have the first spread. Both of these were done on September 19th, so I've been really trying to get into some horror kind of vibes lately, I guess. I'm a huge fan of Marble Hornets, which is a very old YouTube web series that you may have heard of. It finished quite some time ago, but very recently it's kind of made like a comeback with a 5-part epilogue, and it's called Rosswood, and it's just kind of been like a huge muse for me lately, so it's really kind of turned me on to some more horror related art. And then the other part of this spread, actually later that night, the pilot for The Knights of Guinevere aired, and oh my god, it was just such a fantastic pilot. I must have watched it 3 or 4 times over, and I love the art style, I love the characters. It's a very intriguing premise, and I'm super excited to see where it goes. But on to the next spread. So, this past weekend, I had the opportunity to go see James Marriott in concert. He's one of my favorite musicians. So that was on the 20th, and the first page here was at dinner. We ate out at like a sushi place, and I just kind of drew the stuff on the table. For some reason, I put worms in there. I'm not quite sure why. I took quite a lot of videos at the concert, and I pulled a few key points from those videos to draw and use as just like pose studies. But it was a really good concert. 10 out of 10, would recommend. So this was quite more recent. This was, I believe, on Tuesday. This first page, I'm just going to say, when I don't know what to draw, to get myself warmed up and geared into drawing mode, I will just doodle. I will put my pen to the paper and just let it flow. So that's what you're looking at here. Now this other page is just a lot of exploration in perspective and also like man-made building drawings, because that's like a huge weak point of mine, and I've been really trying to get better at that. So this was just like kind of a study, I guess. Anyways, let's move on to the real meat and potatoes of this video. So usually I kind of struggle coming up with an idea on what to draw for these videos, and I try to keep it to like kind of a flashy spread, because I mean, I do most of my practice art during the week, and that's what we talk about in the recap, and then the videos are usually these, if I can, I try to make them colorful, I try to make them interesting, and less of, you know, just like a redundant learning thing. But this morning I had to wake up quite early and drive someone to the airport. And on my way back, I live in New England, for context, and the leaves are just starting to turn, and, well, they have been turning for like a week or so. You know, it really is quite a sight to behold. So, as I was driving back, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and we are going to be drawing a tree that has its leaves turning. I'm going to be doing this entirely in these, I think these artist pit pens. I think these are artist pit pens, because they're the only ones I have that have ink in them right now. But we're going to be drawing and inking a big old tree with someone sitting and reading a book under it, and then I'm gonna go over it with gouache in red. We're gonna have some falling leaves, throw some nice vibrant color in there. So as per usual, I'm going to start drawing this tree and occasionally pop in with insight and comments. But you are welcome to sit back, relax, and listen along to the music and watch as I draw. So trees are probably one of my favorite things to draw. They're very easy and they're very, I don't want to say simple because they're not simple, but I like the fact that they can be almost random, if that makes any sense. And I mean more so random in like the configuration of branches. I really like how they look, and I love drawing them, especially like the more gnarled and kind of old looking, the better, because I've just always been quite a fan of old, gnarled, kind of scary looking trees. I love how intricate their branches can get. I love how detailed their bark is. I just love trees, you know? So I do draw them quite frequently. So as I said, I did have quite a distinct vision for what I wanted to do today, though I will add that the idea of having a figure sat at the bottom of the tree didn't really appeal to me that much when I first started out, and I was kind of like, well, I'll see how I feel about the picture when it comes to the point to draw the figure, and if I want to draw the figure, I will, and if I don't want to draw the figure, I won't. And I decided that it would add a nice hint of asymmetry to the overall spread, so I did end up adding in a character, and it's not really distinct who it is, but it is intended to be my character Draven, who I have made a video about if you would like to go check that out. So, as always, the gouache that I use is a Hemi gouache set. I've had it for like 2 years. It's lasted me a very long time. I've used it for several books. Most recently, I painted a whole bunch of spreads for a zine that I was working on with one of my friends, and that is actually pretty much done. We've just gotta lay out the rest of the spreads and then actually have it go to print. The zine is called Whisperbrook Bed and Breakfast, and it is a LARP Halloween party. I mean, I don't know how you feel about LARPing. I've never LARPed before, but I really liked the idea that my friend came to me with, and I think the book has come out very, very nicely, and it will be available for download at some point within the next few weeks, I believe. And a link to our website where that will be in the description if you're interested in some cozy Halloween-themed LARP party games. So I was almost done with this picture, and then I decided that it needed some color on the bottom, so I threw in some really nice, vibrant yellow, and immediately ruined it with more red. So I kind of go back over it with more water to mix it in a little bit with the yellow, and then I realized that I put way too much water on the page and it started bleeding through, and I was like, oh shit. And that is me figuring out that mistake. But here is the final spread. I really like the colors on this one. It came out exactly how I envisioned it, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video and hearing me ramble about just random shit, as per usual. I'm hoping that more structured content will be coming soon. I'm working on a couple more character design videos as we speak. I'm also thinking about doing a couple of storyboard process videos, I think is what that category is. Also, I have an idea for some lip syncing animation stuff that I would like to elaborate on the process of as well. So hopefully if you like my stuff, you can look forward to that. But that's the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm quite tired, so I'm ready to go to bed now. As always, my name is Halcifer. I've been your entertainment for today, and you, hopefully, have been entertained. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.